The recent Athletic article by Gunner Blog indicated that a new 8 remains on Arsenal's radar, but the club feel there are relatively few suitable options on the market. The acquisition of a 9 could allow Havertz to play more games in midfield, while Ethan Nwaneri is also expected to feature more often next season. João Neves and Martin Zubimendi are both said to be admired by the club, along with Bruno G, Douglas Luiz and all the other midfield names we've previously been linked with. These are good players. I like João Neves and Bruno, but these aren't leaving their clubs for anywhere less than 100 million. Now, a name that is gaining attention in recent weeks as he battles for his place in the England squad upon final selection for the Euros is 20-year-old Adam Wharton. Wharton signed for Crystal Palace from Blackburn in January for 18 million, potentially rising to £22 million. He reportedly had strong interest from Chelsea beforehand, as well as names such as Arsenal, Spurs and Newcastle all sniffing round before he went to Palace. Now, I'll be honest, before then, I for one looked at Adam Wharton as a typical Palace signing from the Championship, as in previous years with Eze and Elise. A smart acquisition, which maybe a big club will regret in years to come. But when profiling Wharton, I thought he was a similar player to Declan Rice. Great anticipation, ball winning, and a real engine. All true of his ability, by the way. However, he's turned out to be so much more. I'd actually go as far as saying that I've misprofiled him and taken him as his typical English midfielder, when he's far from it. He almost reminds me of a Spanish midfielder. His spatial awareness, his ability to play those lofted, lovely on the eye, sprayed passes with no backlift, his ability to break lines, and the one thing I've noticed from his England debut, albeit the opposition wasn't great, his willingness to play the ball forward and take risks. He's left-footed, which for the fit of the side in that left 8 role could definitely help our left-hand side dynamic. There's simply no way a player of his ability isn't on the radar of Mikel Arteta. Now the issue is, how attainable is a player who's only just joined a new club in January, and what sort of fee would Crystal Palace demand for a player they wouldn't particularly want to sell after only 6 months? Profile-wise, he's for me about as good as you're going to get, and looks tailor-made for Arteta's system. A homegrown 20-year-old who I'm sure will come on leaps and bounds under Oliver Glasner. The player recently said in an interview with Scouted, "I love wrapping passes into the number 10 so they can turn and drive at the defence. Because I was a number 10 myself, I can appreciate how difficult those passes are to make, but also how valuable they can be, especially if you're being found between the lines." And I think you can tell that he was a number 10 in his younger years just from the way he's able to receive and turn. I just love this type of player, and it's so strange to see England 1 minute be so short of midfielders of this calibre, to now have Adam Wharton and Kobe Mainoo knocking on the door. I don't want to act like the English media do, where they build up this new kid too quickly because it's that typical shiny new toy syndrome, but it's hard to not like him just because of how un-English a midfielder he seems, and a profile we've definitely lacked for years. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.